All right, guys, for our read together, we're going to read Franklin's class trip about a field trip. Franklin and his friends. So, pretty sure that when you go to kindergarten, you're going to be going on a field trip too. Be very exciting. All right, here we go. Franklin could count by twos and tie his shoes. He had gone with his class to the bakery, the fire station, and the pet store. Today, Franklin's class was going to the museum. Franklin was so excited that he could barely eat his breakfast. So a museum is a place that has lots of different things. It can be an art museum or a science museum or like a science museum like Fernbank and have dinosaurs. It can be all kinds of different things. Let's see what kind they go to. The museum had lots of steps and huge doors. Wow, it's big, said Franklin. It has to be, said Beaver. There are real dinosaurs here. I think Beaver is teasing Franklin. Beaver had been to the museum before, and she knew everything about big dinosaurs. Big dinosaurs, she emphasized, so big that they ate trees for breakfast. Franklin was afraid to ask what dinosaurs ate for lunch. Uh-oh. Franklin sat down on the steps. What's wrong? Asked Snail. Beaver says there are real dinosaurs in the museum. Snail looked alarmed. That sounds scary. Franklin nodded. In the museum lobby, Mr. Owl went over the rules. No shouting, no running, and stay with your group. Mr. Owl, said Beaver, one more thing. Watch out for dinosaurs. Moose and Bear laughed. Franklin didn't. He moved a little closer to Mr. Owl. Their first stop was the Bat Cave. It was dark inside. Squeaks and squawks filled the air. What's that? Asked Franklin. Beaver giggled. That's the sound bats make to find their way around. Franklin was relieved that it was bats and not the dinosaurs. The class visited the rainforest next. Franklin climbed high into a treehouse. He could see the tops of trees. Can you spot any dinosaurs? Asked Snail. Franklin shook his head and climbed down quickly. This has some of the animals we talked about this week. There's a toucan, some parrots, and a macaw bird. There was so much to do in the museum that Franklin almost forgot about the dinosaurs. In the medieval room, Franklin had fun dressing up like a knight. There's Franklin in the suit of armor. Franklin even got to dig in a sandy pit. He was the first one to find an arrowhead fossil. It was just like being a real archaeologist. So they even can pretend to dig for fossils there, which is very cool, which you can do at the Tellus Museum if anyone's ever been to the Tellus Museum. The best part is still to come, said Beaver as they sat down in the cafeteria. Yes, agreed Bear, lunch. Mr. Owl smiled. I think Beaver means the dinosaur exhibit. Franklin gulped. I'm too tired to see more. I'll just stay here for a while, he muttered. Me too, said Snail. You'll forget about being tired when you see the dinosaurs, said Mr. Owl. Eat up and let's go. Reluctantly, Franklin and Snail followed giant footprints down a long, leafy corridor. There was a loud roar. The floor shook. So did Franklin. Ah! Screamed Franklin when he turned the corner. He was looking right into the bony mouth of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Franklin blinked. They're bones! Real dinosaur bones! But the dinosaurs aren't alive. Alive, giggled Beaver. Of course not. There hasn't been a live dinosaur for millions of years. You make good jokes, Franklin. You sure do, whispered Snail. So Franklin didn't know that dinosaurs were extinct. He thought they were real or still alive. they were leaving, Franklin and his friends walked past the Egyptian exhibit. Next time, said Beaver, you should visit the tomb. There's a mummy inside. Is it real? Asked Franklin. Yes, and scary, said Beaver. But Franklin wasn't scared. He had a mummy at home. A mummy at home? What's he talking about? And he could barely wait to tell her all about his adventures at the museum. So mommy or mummy or mom is what he's calling his mom. So he said, I have a mummy at home. All right, so that's a fun class field trip that hopefully we will get to go on some maybe this summer. We'll see, okay? But definitely in kindergarten you get to go on a field trip. So look forward to that. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you later for some short vowel sounds, okay? Bye.